When you watch bad internet wrestling talk shows, you get bored. When you get bored, you browse internet porn. When you browse internet porn, you feel amorous. When you feel amorous, you excuse yourself to the bathroom. When you excuse yourself to the bathroom, you take your aggression out. When you take your aggression out, you forget about your aim. And you come on your face. Don't come on your face, watch the Wrestlingus show.
It's the Wrestlingus show. I'm Cav Manning. That right there is Faust. This week we're going to be reviewing Turning Point, the Impact
or TNA
pay-per-view that just happened on Sunday, along with all of your WWE news. This right here is a May Olsen Mega Meat Twitcher board. This is where we show you the hot chick of the week, who looked the best of all the organizations that went on this week. So, here we go.
Who is it?
Let's find out. Here's your Meat Twitcher. There we go. That's your Meat Twitcher of the week. Welcome back, AJ. You've been gone a long time, so it's time you get your due. Hit the wall. Cap. Off. There we go. She's come back. She used to be on this board all the time until she became GM. Now she got a hot little outfit with a turd cutter on the backside. I'm liking it. So, on with the show, everybody. Let me oversell a little fucking more.
I like it.
Welcome to the Wrestlingus show. I'm Cav Manning. That's Fausty Walnuts. Enjoying your beer before the show starts. That's the problem here, folks. We want to first say thank you to a special pimp of ours, Rob Flores, who pimps the show every single week and gets us as many views as possible. Even though these people are just doing pound whatever and not watching the show, it counts as a view, so we thank you. Today, 7 years ago, Eddie Guerrero passed away. We'll never forget Eddie Guerrero. He had a lot of great matches and personality to match, which made him even better. It is November 13th, 2012. This is show number 24.
24.
We made it this week. And as always, we have our Pound Raw 3-hour watch, which has gotten to 17 weeks. It's a little too long, and much like this show, we're trying to cut down our time too. See, we learn from our own mistakes. They need to as well. Another guy who was on the show this last Monday, Tensai. He was on for a 2-minute match. This is the guy who beat Cena, mind you.
Yeah.
We have the Tensai watch, Pound Tensai watch, and he is at 32 weeks.
Will he make 52?
It's getting dicey, folks. It's getting dicey. Before we start the show, our two teams are fighting this week.
Oh, yes,
the Bears versus the Niners. This is a wrestling show. I'll make it quick for you. We got to have a bet for this show next week. My suggestion is winner wins. Thank you. Loser
loses?
Wears a dress on the show for the show.
Dress?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Any other suggestion?
Nah, fuck it.
Loser will be wearing a dress next week on this show, a la Pillman.
I had a suggestion, but I think either way would be a detriment to the show. I was going to say, Niners win, I host the show, but that could be a detriment to the show. And then if the Bears win, I would say...
I host the show?
No, I would edit the show that night so you can take a night off from editing. But who knows what kind of mess that would be.
Yes, that might be a disaster. I win and we all suffer.
I guess we got to find a dress.
So... we got the Salvation Army down the block. We'll be getting a nice dress, and believe me, it'll be form-fitting.
We're leaving this in Jason Campbell and or Kaepernick's hands.
Yes, hopefully we get Cutler.
Hopefully we get the real guys.
Exactly. So,
all right.
On with the show. We had this week the AJ...
Styles?
No, the real AJ. AJ Lee, the hot one, with the little turd cutter as we saw in the last Meat Twitcher. Her and the Cena deal with Vicky and Dolph. You think Dolph is going to be in on this, like he actually banged her.
I think so.
But I don't think so, because I think she would have blown him out of the water by now, so to speak, if he was doing something because he's been talking too much shit. So she'd be like, "Oh yeah, you want to talk?" Boom, and kill him with it. But that's not happening. So we also got Lawler back.
Yes.
So I thought it was real interesting to see backstage them pumping on his heart. We've never seen these footage before. And Vince is on it. Like us going to see Tito. Hey, put the camera on it. Something's going on. Yeah. Keep the cameras on. Always keep the cameras on. It's not like it's gruesome to, have some respect. The camera's there. You're not interfering with medical assistance. Keep the camera on. Survivor Series this weekend. Mm-hmm. They set it up with Ryback coming in the ring, with Cena holding the belt. First it was upside down. Yeah. Then he threw it around and they picked it back up with Punk in the middle. My belt. Yeah. That's mine. But Punk did the job clean.
Who's going to win?
We all know Punk's going to win because it'll be exactly 365. So they should have a big celebration. Like he said, someone said to him on Twitter, "Are you going to have a Punk Appreciation Night?" And he said no because it makes too much sense. Yeah. So they're not going to do that, So anyway, that's pretty much all that's happened on Raw this week.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same old stuff over and over again. Kind of lackluster pay-per-view coming into, if you ask me.
Yeah, I teased last week how you would fix main event. To give you the short part of it, as my colleague, Mr. Marino, was saying over here, he said how nobody cares about this main event, of course, but the network doesn't care because they're still the number one show on that horrible network. I'm saying if you want to get Raw fans, SmackDown fans to watch this, which no one does, they have a cool little part where they have little vignettes all the time, and they have their match. So they do a little storytelling with their vignettes. No one does it better than them. Yeah. If they change the set, which will never happen because they have to tape SmackDown following it.
Yeah.
Other than that, if they did a vignette for one killer main event match that night and only had one match, because now they do about two. It's a Jobberville, and then it's a main event.
Right.
If they had high caliber quality matches like a Cena, Punk, Orton, Sheamus, Big Show, the big names, and had one match for them with a little vignette about each guy, about how they are in the business, whatever, backstory or real life stuff, how they got in, and make it interesting. Each show would be almost like a mini DVD of those people. And it's like you could almost sell just those matches on a whole set of DVDs. It'd be just great matches, and have the matches be 40 minutes each.
Yeah.
Be a full wrestling match. But this will never happen because they haven't hired Cav Manning. That's the problem.
And the problem is, I think they only got a few guys on the roster that can wrestle for 40 minutes.
Listen, pick it up and work, kid. Learn how to work. You want to be in this company? And you know what? You could have two lowlier guys go for 40 minutes and show something, because a lot of real fans would like to see guys that they don't see and say, let's see what you can do. And who knows, that could skyrocket them and say, look at what this guy's able to do. He had a killer match. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. So we'll go to Remember When now.
What are we remembering?
Due to Eddie, celebrating Eddie's life and not his death, we will show something gruesome that happened. It was something that he was with that pig, Perry Saturn, who I tweeted this week, and you can go check out if you want to on our Twitter at Wrestlingus Show, where I attack Saturn. You could follow that whole thing. He teamed up with Perry, and they went against the New Age Outlaws for the tag belts. This was February 3rd, 2000. Eddie jumps off the top rope, frog splash,
and
pops that elbow out of joint, left elbow actually, and screwed himself, and he ended up getting pinned just because he knocked himself out with his own finisher. So, you remember when?
Look out! Eddie Guerrero, top rope! Eddie Guerrero is legal! Cross splash! Caught it! It could be over! Here's the cover! There's two! And Billy Gunn! They're not getting a contract! Those four men will not have jobs in the World Wrestling Federation!
It's time for your Impact
or TNA
report of the week. We had a pay-per-view this week, Turning Point. Not a whole lot happened. I'll go through a couple lists of grievances and nonsense.
Okay.
Director of Chaos. They call him now Doc. Usually, if someone comes from another federation, they will keep that name because it's a net recognition, and they know him. And, we know that guy, and then they completely didn't use his name, which is whatever. I mean, this whole biker gimmick is a little goofy. I mean, listen, what are you going to do?
Sons of Anarchy, all right?
That's what it's coming down to. And they're still coming out their own entrance, even though they have access.
They get their money's worth out of that theme song. They play it a lot.
And their little black carpet they come out on. These ads all over the fucking ring remind me of WCW, where they had Slim Jim all over the place and the Halloween Havoc logos and
or boxing or UFC or
and
whatever.
with the direct auto on the turnbuckles, it's very minor league looking.
Yeah.
This Knockouts tag belt needs to get the fuck off the get lost, and I'm sick of. You know what, Eric Young, either fucking stay there and wrestle or get the fuck out.
Away.
He shows up for 2 seconds
and he gets a paper. He's The Rock.
Yeah.
He shows up for a paper.
I was just to say he's Undertaker. He shows up and fucking gone again. He's busy with a hunting and fishing show, some bullshit. And ODB, she fights a man and the woman's champion, and she fucking can beat them, right? Mm-hmm. But a la Elizabeth, she gets knocked out with not a shoe but a flask.
And you see what was in her flask? It looked like...
it's Kool-Aid or some shit. I was like...
Hawaiian Punch.
The first thing I was like, what the hell kind of alcohol is straight red?
You're expecting like whiskey, and then it's, she's mixing a fucking Cosmo and then pouring it in there. What the fuck?
Hey, she's a lady, okay? She got class. One thing I thought was the most brutal thing I've ever seen, and I think they did an excellent job, and I applaud them, is the attack on Sting with the hammer.
God damn.
That was so brutal, and where they will fuck this up if they're not careful is if he does not have at least 2 broken hands.
Yeah.
And they did a bullshit thing on that pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. We'll let you know what's wrong with him. They didn't know for 4 days.
Well, that's what TNA does, is they'll use their pay-per-view to tease a fucking TV show.
Yes, instead of doing what you should be doing. So... we know he's had a lot of care, and there's major injuries, but we're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you on Thursday.
Tune in Thursday.
Tune in, folks. So, I'm going to say he's got to have, you would have at least 1 rib broken. Mm-hmm. You would have both those hands or fingers.
Yeah.
If you want to get away with it, you could say a finger.
Yeah.
Because when they hit him, they missed and nailed his pinky. So he could still wrestle. Otherwise, he's got to sit down for a while. If he comes back in 2 weeks to wrestle...
that's bullshit.
Yeah, you can't have a major attack and do this stupid stuff. Because it was such a good attack, they better use it.
Yeah.
If they blow it, it's like, why did you do this? It was so good. And I didn't know you could pat down guys. Make sure they don't have any weapons on them. But never mind the chain attached to their wallet.
It's okay.
It only gets in the way when you're trying to get your hammer out and it's stuck in the chain. You know, nonsense there. We had the 3-way match with AJ Styles this time. Yes. Rude and Storm.
So now what, AJ? Turn heel for a while or something? Like, nobody wants to see
him. He's going to wig out.
And
I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, where are they going to go? That brings us to Aries and Hardy, which was 5 stars.
Hell of a match.
Great match. I was more disturbed by Hardy jumping into the metal part of the steps that smash in the ladder because you're getting your skin pinched.
Yeah.
That's a little foul.
He said he got that idea from when he wrestled Edge. Edge had done that, but it was a different spot and it wasn't as hard.
And Edge didn't have clothes on when he did it either. You know, so, I don't know where they go from now with Aries. Aries is kind of like, okay, you had your title run, now it's back in line.
He's the best bad guy, so you got to keep him or doing something.
And he swears on pay-per-views.
Yeah, he dropped the fuck. He said fuck. It was awesome.
He said, you're not getting those fucking belts, Hardy. That was pretty good. You know, we put that on Twitter to find that. So, that was pretty much pay-per-view. Nothing else even happened.
The main event, the 3-way, everything else was who cares. Knockouts, who cares.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe Magus, good opener, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. So that's about what you have. This week we don't have news because we wanted to tighten it up and get it done. Make it taut. I'm talking with my hands here. I feel like
Italian.
this. Yeah, I'm Italian, but I feel like this moron in CCW, this California wrestling, Central California wrestling, old Jorge Parra over here.
Oh fuck.
You know, he talks bad about everybody and he calls himself the Show. You need to check out, type in George Parra, that's Jorge.
Yeah, or Jorge.
Yeah, I like to say Jorge. Jorge Parra, he calls himself the Show. If that's the Show, I want a fucking refund. So the guy's got his face looks like Antonio Cesaro, but a body like T.L. Hopper. But
and he
cuts a promo like he's got a earbud in with The Rock.
Yeah.
And he's cutting promos and going over here as well and telling everybody what it's like. You know, he might as well do the Stone Cold with Hogan thing, brother. So, they'll be having a new champion crowned in December, the first week of December. Yeah, we're behind Strider in this whole thing. Let's go.
We are?
I am.
I'm behind Nathan Graves.
Never mind Nathan Graves. He's no good. I managed him, couldn't get a damn win. But then again, he was doing a gay gimmick at the time, so anyway. Time for the plugs. End of the show. We finally made it here.
Plug away.
You want to find out our hot show girlfriend? You want to know who she is and where to go? You're going to look up at May Olsen on Twitter. She is sexy and fine, and she's our girlfriend. And our girlfriend must cheat on us, I guess, if she's our girlfriend. Hey, but hey, listen.
We'll let her. We got an open relationship.
We got.
And by the way, Tito is home, and I believe she owes him some pictures.
You do, May. You owe some pictures. If you tweet them out, I'll even, give him my phone.
We'll present them.
After I squeegee it off after she shows the picture.
We've seen what you do after you look at May Olsen stuff.
I miss aim. So check her out, May Olsen, at May Olsen. She's hot. Little porn star. She's our favorite fan. Mm-hmm. You heard that. She is our favorite fan of all of our fans. Our number one, May Olsen. You want to check out at Curtain Jerks. They have a weekly podcast with a bunch of nonsense and wrestling talk. And also check out our boys.
The Brain.
The Brain on Wrestling. They do a internet wrestling show. You want to check them out. UMF and JTB on Twitter. Go there, check it out, see what time they're on, yada yada, and see if you can find the archive where I was on, because that was the best show ever. And you can also follow us, as always, on Twitter. This fucking guy, every time he does this, he causes me...
Right there.
I gotta know...
I know we had it on the screen the whole show, but let's put it big, right?
Yeah, now I gotta have it on the whole screen the whole show, so pound asshole as well.
More work for you. Go ahead.
You can follow us at Wrestlingus Show. It's easy to spell. It really is. Wrestling Us Show. All one word.
And go to Facebook, friend us, like our video, let your friends watch it.
Yeah, if you really like us, favorite it, all this, good stuff. But, hit like, whatever. Who cares? Just tell people to watch. We want to get to that 1,000 so we can oil up some titties on this show and stuff like that.
Not our titties.
No, we got 2 pigs that we're going to oil up. And we're just going to shave our mullets off. That's all, So, check that out. And I think that's about it for the show this week. You want to add anything else? That's all we got, man.
One of us is wearing a dress next week.
Yeah, man. Losing bets rules.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah! With the feet up in the fucking air.